So, we're doing this again, eh? It was only a matter of time. Hello there, I'm John, and this is my channel. If you've been a real one who's been watching for a while now, firstly, I'm sorry. And secondly, you may remember that back in 2022, I released what would be my first video of the year and would be my first video on my official return back to YouTube. What memories we've made since then. And it was on the Modern Warfare 2 beta. And it was something that I had a little bit of fun with for the amount of time I was allowed to play it. But all in all, it's Call of Duty. Now, if you're confused about what that means, you can leave right now. You're clearly too young to be here. It's just the exact same copy and paste shit that it's always been since 2019. And if you want to be more petty, since 2007. Yeah, the game did have a few additions to make it stand out from the other games in the series, but adding like 2 additional new mechanics while leaving the rest completely untouched and expecting us to pay this much money? It's just quite frankly ridiculous. But I mean, it's COD. The fan base has sadly already been set in stone. We're doomed and the economy is gonna fail because of it. So why not do it all over again this year, right? I'll be sure to mark this on my calendar as a public event, because as we all should know, the brand new, not reused title, totally not wet to showcase how good graphics can look, newest entry into the Call of Duty franchise is set to be released on November 10th of this year. 8 days after my birthday, in fact, which makes me feel even more left out and forgotten. Please mark this date on your calendar. I accept cash as love. Modern Warfare 3. And much like last year, we got a beta to look at. And spoiler alert, watch the rest of the video to find out. So here we are, and already I find something incredibly goofy, perhaps silly and wacky even, that I've noticed. There's no code of conduct this time around. So you know what that means? Let the slurs run wild! I suppose they realized that no one actually followed this thing in the first place, so why bother to add it back here? So after that realization, we immediately get thrusted into the game lobby. We have a total of 4 tabs to go through, each having a tutorial for some reason, so I guess thanks game. So let's go through each of them and see what we got to work here. Under the play tab we have our normal lobby. We get to see us standing inside the Batcave with the party list off to the side and the daily challenges, which gives us a purpose in life. And in this beta it would only seem that we have a total of 2 playlists, Mosh Pit and Ground War. In the weapons tab, do I really need to explain to you how video game loadout stuff works? I'm not about to insult your intelligence trying to explain you this shit. The operators tab, which means we get to choose what Fortnite default skin we're going to pick. Oh look, there's Captain Price. I wonder how he... What the fuck? Nemesis Price? Look at him glowing! He looks majestic! What the hell? There's even a Nemesis Ghost! The good one, Simon! You're finally a Resident Evil character! And finally, the store tab, where you get to see how many fanboys are about to steal from their mother or father's credit card. For fuck's sake! 1,850 rand? For you foreigners out there, and by that I mean Americans because you are directly to blame for this game's existence, that's almost $100 for the Vault edition of the game. And I don't even like Borderlands anymore. But here's the thing, for that amount of money that you could spend on this edition, you could actually rather buy an air fryer, a GoPro camera, a hydro flask. Thank you so much to Go Banking Rates for giving me these examples, but the point still stands. Why would you spend $100 on a fucking video game? And the base price isn't really even that much better. It's $70. You know, the standard. For that, you could either buy a good AAA game, or maybe, you know, buy a shit ton of really other good games. Why do you people keep buying this? Your families are starving! Whatever, I've scared myself enough, so let's just start playing. So I decided to load into Mosh Pit for the first session, because I'm pretty sure we're having a war on the ground anyway, so why is this a separate mode? The lobby gets loaded in, we get to see all of our friends we're not going to make load in right behind us, we vote on the map, and this is where the fun begins. But before I get into that, the maps that we selected may be a tad familiar. In this game's marketing specifically, when it comes down to the maps we'll be playing on, they'll be consisting of remastered maps from past Call of Duty games. 16 of which, in fact. But what I don't understand is, by the looks of it, we're only getting remade maps from Modern Warfare 2. not the last game. I mean the 2009 original. So we've got original Modern Warfare 2 maps from 2009 in Modern Warfare 3. Not the 2011 Modern Warfare 3, just Modern Warfare 2 in Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 in Modern Warfare... Whatever, we loaded into Skid Row. Now, another thing that I need to get out of the way is that you may have noticed that the game is running at 30 FPS. The reason I'm doing it this time around is just so I can preserve a higher image quality. Remember, I have a capture card that is the equivalent of a Doraemon cell phone that you bought in a flea market, so we can't all exactly have nice things. But just for your guys' sake, because I'm your favorite YouTuber, I did record a little bit at 720p to show you guys how the game runs. And as you can see, it's 60 FPS most of the time. You're not entirely screwed out of luck because you didn't decide to upgrade to the next generation. It does still have a little bit of its problems, like textures looking all muddy, like this graffiti here, for example. But the way how I see it, this is art, and if a taped banana can make it, so can this. Weapons and items sometimes don't load in. Sound effects just outright not playing. Or even the PNGs of your loadouts not even being able to load into this version. But if you're able to look past all that, this version is still completely fine, so do with that info what you will. Any case, let's get back into the game. It's just Call of Duty again. Did you play Modern Warfare 2 last year? Well, then what do you want me to say here? You still have the dive and the slide that you can alternate between depending on how long you hold the crouch button. You're still able to mount your weapon onto surfaces to stabilize your aim. You can still open and close doors to access different parts of the environment and provide cover if you need it. And you still even have that cute little monkey climb where you can take pot shots at people if you so please. It's all just the same shit. You have grenades, you have guns, you have special items like ammo boxes or the love child between a Wi-Fi router and a Geiger counter. Hell, the only new thing I was able to notice was this cool thing that looks like it can send a samurai into the future or cause Henry Cavill to go deaf. The only new thing that I can say was added to this version of the game that I was able to instantly notice is probably my favorite thing they could have added to any modern first-person shooter. The ability to switch between your normal ADS and a tactical ADS. You know, that really cool way to aim down the sights by just tilting your weapon off to the side. Ever since I've seen that in Modern Warfare 2019, I just thought it looked really cool, and being able to switch to such a view in this game at any point is just an appreciated feature to someone like me. When it comes to what difference this mode serves, I don't know. It just looks really cool, okay? And very easy to please. So aside from all of that, it's the exact same game it's been for the past 4 years. If there's anything else they've added that I've missed, well then I'm sorry, it probably wasn't that big enough of a deal to begin with. So I guess that just leaves us with the modes and the maps. Now from this beta, there's only 4 available maps. Favela, Rust, Skid Row, and Estate. All the classic maps from Modern Warfare 2. And all I can say is that I think they've done a good job of bringing them over to this new engine after 14 years, also whilst incorporating the new gameplay styles the series has adapted back in 2019. Other than that, they're pretty much untouched, so I guess I've got really nothing much else to add. Except some of the structures on Rust looks a little bit too shiny for me in this version. This doesn't exactly look like Rust to me. They should have called this place gloss. On that note, this beta is going to be split between 2 different weekends like it was last time, so that makes me wonder if they're going to add different maps in the next weekend. As for the modes that come with this beta, I mean, from what I've been able to play, we had Domination, just basically to see who can capture and hold the most zones. Kill Confirm, which is Team Deathmatch with extra steps, that being to see who can deny and confirm the most kills by retrieving either dog tags from fallen enemies or allies. Team Deathmatch, which is Team Deathmatch, probably my favorite mode because it's the most easy to get into. Hardpoint, which is King of the Hill, where you just need to hold out a consistently shifting zone to get points, and that's pretty much it. Not as many as there was in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, but I mean, it's still serviceable. They know people will buy this anyway, so why do they even bother adding more? And then that just leaves us with Ground War, which didn't want to load for me after 10 minutes. So I just love where this was going, but since I don't really have time to waste anymore, I just decided to look up what this game mode is on YouTube. So special thanks to Marshall No Commentaries footage. And from what I was able to gather, this is basically that big-ass game mode from Modern Warfare 2 last year, which means, judging from my experience from that, I was really gonna like it here, but at the end of the day, that doesn't change the fact that it's just the same game mode on a different map. I love modern AAA games. game. So that was the Modern Warfare 3 beta. Can you tell I simply had a blast this time around? Well, yeah, the gameplay was still as fun as it usually is with Call of Duty. That still doesn't change my mind to the fact that this is just nothing more than a cash grab franchise. Asking upwards to $70 or $100 if you have terrible spending habits for a game that is just the same copy and pasted bullshit we've had for the past 4 years is just absurd. And even if we need to talk about the other additional game modes that's included in the full game, the open world zombies mode that just looks like it's gonna be a huge waste of time with large empty moments only interrupted by a few combat encounters, making me think that Redfall must have been a massive inspiration to this mode. And the only mode I can confidently say I'm looking forward to is the campaign. The only reason I'm saying that is not too long ago, I went through the campaigns of all the modern Call of Duty games, starting with Modern Warfare 2019 and ending with Modern Warfare 2 that came out last year. And out of all of them, the only campaigns I say without a doubt I really enjoyed were the Modern Warfare games. Yeah, they're not the greatest things on the planet, but they're still unquestionably the best parts of those games, so I'm mega hyped to see how they conclude this trilogy, especially since we know that stuff like No Russian is gonna play such a huge part in the plot, and the fact that Makarov is back looking more like a pissed off Russian uncle this time. But still, even with all of that excitement, $70 for a copy and paste multiplayer mode, a zombies mode that is just gonna be a one and done even with friends, and a 5-hour long campaign that we're not even gonna be 100% sure is even gonna be all that good? I just think it's time that Call of Duty stops, man. This series just seems like it's going downhill with every new installment, and it's just milking the community drive every single penny that they have. So it's as the old saying goes, second verse same as the first. So I'm just done with Call of Duty. Let me be 100% real here with you. Like, every single year since 2019, it's been the exact same games over and over and over again, copy and pasted with maybe one or two additional bells and whistles and stuff like that. It's just not worth it. I'm not really looking that much forward to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I genuinely think that the fact that it's kind of like just essentially a $70 add-on is completely asinine for the amount of content that you're going to be getting. And I understand that they'll be adding stuff over the course of a certain while. You know how like these live servicey shit goes. I'm just done, man. I don't think Call of Duty is really a series that's worthwhile. I'm probably just gonna be playing these games on the free weekend. I might but I'll probably play it on PC next week or the second weekend just so I can see how everything goes on PC. But other than that, Call of Duty isn't a series I'm looking forward to anymore, and you shouldn't be either. So, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name has been John from the channel with the freakishly long name. It's been quite a while since I've been on camera on YouTube again. I've just been really busy, and getting those 2 smaller videos out was something that I genuinely needed to do because I wanted to talk about them, and now I wanted to talk about this, and thankfully it's a little bit more lengthier. Thank you again to channel member Poncho, and if you guys like what I make and you guys want to support me in any other way, you guys can consider becoming a channel member, leaving a like on the video, subscribing, you know, all of that good YouTube-y stuff. I've been John from the channel with a freakishly long name, and I'll see you guys in the next video.